Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Chelsea career mode on FIFA 20. We've been doing okay so far, although we have picked up a couple of defeats in various competitions so far this season. Twice to Liverpool, annoyingly. We do, however, start with the Champions League game at home against Valencia today, but Andreas Christensen has come and spoken to me and asked me not to bench him against Valencia. He kind of was planning to do that. It's not all about you seems a bit harsh to say that. I'll say I'll consider it, but I don't think he's going to play. We have also, though, had our scout reports back. We'll have a look and see what the youngsters look like. We've got a German one set of results from Germany and one set from England. Frank Vandenberg. £475,000 valuation. Looks like he might be pretty decent to start off with. The best way to tell if a youngster is going to be worth it or not is to go by their overall value. Yes, you have the potential window on the right hand side, but for example, Bjorn Bauer could have that 70 to 94 potential, but a valuation of 70k, like he does here, probably not going to be that good, or a valuation of 700,000, in which case he's quite high rated already and will more than likely fulfill that potential. Now that ruling is not as effective this year as it has been in previous years because of course dynamic potential is a thing and players could genuinely grow beyond what their initial potential is. By signing that one guy, that one midfielder, we've already done the youth objective for the season. Wonderful. But only the one signing so far. 110 isn't really something that I'm willing to gamble on. 60 to 80, and then 63 to 87, 57 to 77. Nothing too amazing so far. We'll have a look at that young German. Let's have a look. Frank Vandenberg, 61 rated currently, 66 to 92 potential. Physically looks okay. Technically looks alright. 66 stand tackles good. Short passing of 63 is decent to start off with, and 64 heading as well. At 6 foot tall, could become a decent player for us in the future. We'll wait and see. Is he the new Michael Ballack, German holding midfielder? We'll wait and see. For now, though, we've got Valencia. Emerson is not yet fit after being injured and out for 3 days, so I will put Marcus Alonso into the starting lineup, and we'll bring Baba Rahman onto the bench there. Christensen wanted to play. I will give him the start, but only because Rudiger isn't at 100% fitness. Other than that, we're going to be as we have been in the majority of games this season. Still waiting on Mason Mount to come back from injury. One thing I've been meaning to do in the past couple of episodes is show you the growth so far from the team, and I haven't done so. So, growing so far this season, up one are Kepa, Cumming, Abraham, Batshuayi, Baba, Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Rudiger, Barkley, Jorginho, Bakayoko, Kante, Van Ginkel, Gilmore and Kovacic. Noticeably, there's a change in how those improvements are shown on the right-hand side. Previously, it would just say +3 or +2. Now it actually shows you the figure that it was and what it's come to with regards to players that have grown. You can see here exactly where Mateo Kovacic has improved. Adversely, on the negative side, Giroud, Pedro and Caballero have all gone down a rating. See, Giroud and Pedro are over the age of 30. If I played them every week, their stats wouldn't drop as much or at all. They haven't been in my starting lineup because you guys wanted me to prioritise the youngsters, and I wanted to prioritise the youngsters as well, to be fair. And similarly, as you can see there, it shows the negative effects that have happened to any individual player's stats from what they were to what they are now. Pedro down 1 to 81, Giroud down 1 to 82, to 81 as well, from 82, and Willy Caballero down 1 to 74 from 75. I'm still torn as to whether to sell those players in January before they decline so much that they become valueless. But at the same time, I'm not going to get to spend any of this money. So am I better off, I can't guarantee how much I'm going to be able to take from season 1 into season 2. So am I better off just waiting and then guaranteeing that I get the money from those sales in season 2? Not sure how to play this one yet. You guys will have to let me know in the comment section what you think is the best course of action. We've got Valencia at home to start. Then we've got Southampton away in the league. We recently played them in the Cup. They will be stronger in the league this time. Both of us played rotated 11s. Newcastle at home, which will sim. We'll then play Juventus and then simulate Burnley and Macclesfield at the end of the episode. Starting though with Valencia in the Champions League, but first, a press conference. All like this. The Champions League banners. The first Champions League press conference I think we've been to, with the Champions League ball there on the right hand side. Can your team get their first win today? It will be difficult. Valencia are a capable side. Did beat Chelsea in real life, of course, as well. Does your team have what it takes to score more goals today? We do need to score more. We haven't been scoring enough recently. Do you hope to bring stability to the team's performance? I'm not disappointed. You'll see what we're made of, I think. Let's be more confident this time around. Right, time then to head to Valencia. Or, more accurately, time for Valencia to head to us. Valencia's starting 11 is strong, both in talent and physically. Jeffrey Kondogbia starting in their midfield, obviously a powerhouse. Ezequiel Garay, the experienced centre-back alongside Paulista. They've got Silesen in goal, formerly of Barcelona, of course. Kevin Gamero up top is always a dangerous player to play against. Won't be easy against Valencia. They lost to Juventus on the opening game day of the Champions League. We drew in a simulated game against Young Boys. Both teams here will be desperate to get their first win in European football of the season. Hopefully, we'll be the ones that come out on top. Looking to feed that around the corner there to Pulisic, who's onside and stands up brilliantly. Oh, Ruben Loftus-Cheek goes back across goal with the header. Dream start to the Champions League game today. The first one we've played, and that couldn't have gone better for us. Ruben Loftus-Cheek back across goal. Keeper moving to his right. Ruben showing the presence of mind to just guide that back to the far post. Wonderfully well taken. Just, you can see, he purposefully aims that to precision in that far side. Wonderful goal. We'll take that all day long. Throw for Valencia, Parejo to Guedes. Here's Parejo. Oh, it's a great teasing ball across that misses everybody. That could have caused, well, it did cause us problems, but thankfully there was no one there at the back post other than Marcus Alonso. Otherwise we might well have found ourselves being paid back to 1-1 very early on. Soler across there to Piccini. Oh, and his cross is great too, but Christensen able to get rid of it. Gamero will fire wide. Valencia certainly capable here of causing us quite a few issues, and it looks like they're going to prioritise wing play over breaking through the middle. And the header, please. Rodrigo has. Soler brings it down. Hudson-Odoi challenging with him. Referee might be booking Hudson-Odoi here, and is. Refs always seem to be a little less lenient in Europe, don't they, than they are in the English leagues. Although, to be fair, that one probably did deserve a booking. Hudson-Odoi will drive forward here, though, and try and have an impact going the other way, but can't find a way past the defender. Parejo in the middle. Fires that quickly to Gamero, and I'm worried about the run here of Gonçalo Guedes on the left. Kevin Gamero equalises for Valencia. Lovely whip in. And that's us pegged back to level terms. Chelsea 1, Valencia 1. Great ball through the gap there. Just able to keep it in. Guedes and Gamero. Tomori's trying his best, but unfortunately on this occasion his best wasn't good enough. They're level. Pulisic deflected, looking for the man through the middle. Jeffrey Kondogbia across here to Guedes, but Pulisic picks it off. Bounce free. Possession play isn't good enough at the minute, and Valencia will come forward again. Here's Kevin Gamero. Skips past the foot of Christensen, who tracks back well and gets stuck in to ensure we don't go behind. We had Liverpool come from behind to beat us in the last episode. Certainly don't want that to be happening with Valencia here as well. Hudson-Odoi, I have to be careful. Flew into the challenge there and already on a yellow. Be wary of not... Oh no, what a save. It's going to fall free. Carlos Soler and away. Scrambling in the goal mouth. There was absolutely no calm heads in there on an attacking or defensive side of things. Loftus-Cheek to Jorginho, looking through the gap for Conor Hudson-Odoi. It's a lovely ball Got Tammy in the middle. We've also got Jorginho arriving, but Kondogbia will hack clear, and that will be 1-1 at half-time. That was close to 2-1 Valencia. Gamero looking to play in. Guedes turns well. Parejo also turns really sharply on a sixpence there. Rodrigo's pass is blocked though, and the counter-attack is on. Pulisic trying to get away from the defender that's next to him, but easier said than done at times. Jose Gaya is no slouch in a straight line, and neither is Guedes. And if he tracks back from that wide spot, we could still have trouble to get through. Tammy, I'm trying to just power my way through past Ezekiel Garay, and it's not going to work. That's a woeful pass forward from their centre-back there. And Kante will spread the play here to Pulisic. There's Rubelov to seek our goal scorer. We'll look for Tammy. I'm actually going to go back the other way. Tammy Abraham pulls the shot wide of the post, trying to find that bottom corner, and he couldn't do it. Kante trying to use that explosiveness to get forward, and we'll find Hudson-Odoi here on the outside. It's a heavy, dodgy touch. Caught there from the defender. We will whip the cross in, though, and Tammy Shorley! What a volley from Tammy Abraham! We lead again! Referee playing the advantage rule very nicely indeed, and that was a wonderful finish from Tammy Abraham. A brilliant cross from Hudson-Odoi as well, but take nothing away from the first time volley. Tammy makes it 2. Gamero, Reece James has the pace to get to that though. I want to be calm at the back in possession, but at the same time, if I do have to get rid of it quicker, I don't want to just rush into a clearance. I want to make sure I still play a ball that is worth playing. Callum Hudson-Odoi on the counter again, and for a second time we'll look for Tammy at the back post. This time Gabriel Paulista is able to read the run. They can't get rid of it here though, and Alonso will deliver. That's another devilish ball in, but Jose Gaya reacts brilliantly to hook it away. And with the game against Southampton on the horizon, I am wary as to wearing too many first team players out. We'll give Hudson-Odoi a rest. He's already got an assist and obviously carrying that yellow card. Bring Ross Barkley off the bench as well to try and help with his concerns about lack of first team football, but everyone's morale at the minute is good because of the performance of the team. It does appear, at least in my experience so far, that if the team's doing well, then players are more likely to accept the fact that they aren't playing as regularly. Team performance seems to be more dominant in player morale than it does individual happiness with regards game time and or contracts, but they've done to us what we did to them. Work the ball out wide left, whip it to the back post, and a first time volley. This time it's Coquelin, the former Arsenal man. Valencia have equalised for a second time. It's almost a carbon copy of my goal. Brilliantly worked, and Kepa can't do anything. Right. This is good football from Valencia. They're certainly turning up the wick now, moving up a gear with the first touch passing. Here's Rodrigo, cross and blocked well by Marcos Alonso. That should be my throw, and it's not. 7 minutes to go. They're making a change. Rodrigo will take that throw. Alonso will win the header, thankfully. Carlos Soler has gone off. Willian on the counter here at pace. Need some players to keep up with me, though, if they potentially can. Tammy could make some moves. We'll slot him through. Tammy Abraham then in behind. I'm going to lay this across, and Jorginho just will not score for me. He got that great finish against Wolves, but there is no excuse for slashing that shot quite so horribly wide. Oh, down round the corner. Here's Jose Gaya. This could be really dangerous. We don't want to lose late on. Kepa saves, but it's shot free to Rodrigo. Now, was he onside? No. Crucially, Rodrigo offside as the shot initially came in with a minute and a half left of the game, and at the end of stoppage time. It's a tight call, but the right call. Thank you, Mr. Linesman. There's the final whistle. Heart in mouths at the end there as Rodrigo had the ball in the back of the net, but it won't count. A draw against Young Boys, a draw against Valencia. Not the dream start to the Champions League as a whole, despite the initial dream start to the game. Valencia had more chances than me, and the other game of the group hasn't been played this evening, it appears. Bayern Munich battering Ajax, though. We'll wait to see what the press conference post-match interview brings up. Emerson, how come we didn't see Emerson today? Yeah, he'll be back soon. He was out injured and unfortunately wasn't fit enough. Decided not to give Aspi another start. You reap what you sow. This should motivate him. You reap what you sow is a bit harsh. So I put the team first, and then. Well, I mean, I thought we might lose when they scored the end. What were your thoughts when they pulled level? They definitely deserved the draw. I think is probably the way to say it. They had created more chances. They were the better team in periods, although we were still dominant from time to time as well. Christensen's happy at the fact that we played him, so I'm going to say keep it up. He certainly did play well in that game. Well enough to earn a start for the next game against Southampton? Potentially. Potentially, yes. Alright, I've just decided that I am going to give him the start in the next game. Rudiger will stay on the bench for now. We will, however, make Edison available if he's back from injury now, which indeed he is. So Emerson can go there into the starting lineup. Alonso back to the bench. And that's how we shall line up for this next game against Southampton, this time in the league rather than the cup. Right, Southampton's starting lineup. Angus Gunn in goal. They're 5 at the back. Cedric, Yoshida, Vestergaard, Hoot and Bertrand. 3 in midfield of Ward-Prowse, Lemina and Højbjerg. And then up top, Carrillo and Danny Ings. They do have new signing Che Adams on the bench to call on if they need an extra striker. We are starting as you saw earlier on. Now we've beaten them in the cup, but they're starting a very dissimilar starting 11, as am I. This will be a more even fixture, I would have thought. Bertrand, former Chelsea man, former Champions League winning Chelsea man, on the left-hand side of their defence, pushing forward, trying to cause me issues. It's Mario Lemina. It's Bertrand again. Stepped in there with Pulisic, wasn't really anywhere near the ball, but thankfully no foul given. Can't work it away though. Lemina in there to Danny Ings. Where's he turning? He's going to knock that. Oh, that's beautifully done. Danny Ings scores at the near post. Southampton 1, Chelsea 0. That was a brilliant 1-2 that completely cut me open. Didn't expect it to go back to him quite so quickly. I just wasn't ready for it. 1-0. Danny Ings in behind again. Christensen does well there to get something on it, just to get it away from him. Danny Ings with the throw back there to Cedric, quickly inside to Ward-Prowse. Just popped up off his foot there as he tried to take a first touch. Still playing really well here, Southampton, and I am struggling in this game. Oh, tried to get there. Kepa, oh my lord, he actually held on to something and didn't just palm it away. Miracles do happen. A minute, we look like we're going to need a miracle to get back in this game as well. Hudson-Odoi, I see Emerson on the outside, and we'll play him in. His first touch took him a little bit too far wide for my liking. Hudson-Odoi, where that through the gap looking for Tammy. There's Kante. We'll use Jorginho. Through there looking for Loftus-Cheek. Tammy's made a good run. Play him in. Oh, it's a brilliant first touch. Tammy! Good save down low by their keeper with his feet. That was a different animation. I saw that animation on Twitter of a keeper actually bouncing back up after saving one shot to save another. I want to have a look at the keeper because that looked like a strange animation. Oh, he's raised his foot to that. He's actually reacted to the deflection and raised his foot to that. Some really nice new goalkeeper animations in the game this year that certainly add a little bit more variety in the way that you see shots either being saved or going in. Jorginho will look for Tammy here, and he's offside, unfortunately. Thought he'd just been able to get himself back the right side. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Just there as he backed to... he's well off. It's Ryan Bertrand inside there to Højbjerg. Bertrand again. Oh, early delivery. Emerson underneath. There's no Carrillo's there. It's not the first time that Emerson's been caught out at the back post. Perhaps it is time for Marcos Alonso to start more regularly. Southampton shocking us here. It's 2-0 to them inside 30 minutes. Bertrand plays the 1-2, delivers a brilliant cross, and Carrillo just powers above him. Things not going according to plan for us so far here on the South Coast. We did expect a tough season this year at Chelsea. I was hoping we could be better in games like this. Nice interception by Christensen. He's been very impressive since coming in. Get that back to Tammy. Good look from Golo here. And Golo Kante. Good save by Gunn. Hudson-Odoi can't get there. We've been better. We've certainly been better in the latter stages of this second half. Jorginho, I will look for Tammy. And I'll look to get around Vestergaard if I can. But Angus Gunn holds on. And that will be 2-0 to Southampton at half-time. Yoshida. Danny Ings out wide there to Cedric. It's a frustratingly dangerous ball in. Keppel will get rid. Lisic go for the 1-2. He gave and went really, really well. Let's keep that move going. Not quite been able to do so, but we'll set Ruben Loftus-Cheek away in behind here, and he should have the pace to get away. Oh, and the finish nearly. Oh, Tammy can't turn it home either. Win that, Emerson. It's done well. Callum Hudson-Odoi will race on to that. I can't believe Ruben Loftus-Cheek hasn't scored there. Oh, and he's hit that one nowhere near as well as he hit the first. It's not to be my day down at St Mary's, is it? Here is Mateo Kovacic. Could have an instant impact. Could get himself an assist maybe, or even a goal. Or even a goal! Oh, it just won't go in for me today. That would have been the best way to welcome yourself onto the football field, but unfortunately that is always spinning away from the post. Corner for Southampton. Whipped in near post. Kovacic heads away. Willian picks up the loose ball. Michael Obafemi's with me, who is fairly quick, so I'm not going to be able to just run away from him. And N'Golo Kante's got some pace in his little legs though. It's rather lucky that it fell to Tammy. Here is Willian now arriving at pace, looking to use that pace to get past Maya Yoshida. And trickery too, but Yoshida's out-muscled him. Kante could get to that. He's done brilliantly to stick out a toe. A lot of the animations in FIFA 20 do look so much more realistic. I have been very pleased with how the gameplay looks and feels with FIFA 20 so far. Very impressed with the gameplay, even if a couple of other things certainly could do with a fix. But the gameplay itself, which is the core thing for any video game, the gameplay is actually very good in my experience so far here on FIFA 20. So despite the fact we're not necessarily getting the results right now, I'm actually really enjoying playing the game. It does, unfortunately though, not look like we're going to. Now confirmed that we are losing 2-0 to Southampton on the south coast. He's massive! Jesus Christ! Southampton manager is ginormous. A 2-0 win for Southampton. I dominated the entire game. Could I score? Could I balls? Post-match interview. And this is probably going to affect the morale because I am going to have to be harsh on my team here. Losing 2-0 on the south coast. Wolves have just beaten Manchester City though. So at least we're not the only side that's lost the game they perhaps shouldn't. What are your thoughts on this loss? Southampton played better. They did defend very well. What went wrong today? Our performance was unacceptable. And Ryan Bertrand, he is a really good player. I don't know why me talking about Ryan Bertrand would improve my overall team morale, but it did, so yay, I guess. Manchester United, yeah, we'll have a look at the league table actually. Let me just quickly train, it'll be Tomori and Reece James to get the next train. And Reece James actually going up to 74 rated there. 75 crossing is his stat now. Let's have a look at the league table and see how things are shaping up, because in previous iterations of FIFA we've had the fact that the AI don't select the best 11 cause issues with how the league table looks. And judging by the fact that there is no Arsenal, Tottenham or Manchester City in the top 8, I think that's going to be rearing its head again. Aston Villa, top of the table unbeaten with 7 wins in 8. Okay. Spurs are 9th. Career mode needs a patch. Mason Mount back from injury. We will see what impact that has on our starting lineup. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is currently wearing international duty, but We will now be dropping Jorginho out of the starting lineup entirely and bringing Mason back into that cam slot. We'll move Jorginho onto the bench for Kennedy, and we'll have those 3 midfielders there available. And then obviously Willian and Batshuayi as well. I am going to throw Alonso in for Emerson. I'm going to have to make that change. Emerson's just unfortunately not been good enough so far in this season. Squad morale is okay. We're 3rd in the league and things are going well. We've Newcastle at home next. We'll have a quick train here. It will be Tammy and Callum Hudson-Odoi that are being trained next. Tammy's up to 77 rated so far. Going really well. Hudson-Odoi is well on his way to being 76 as well. The youngsters are playing and growing well. We shall simulate this home game against Newcastle and hope to keep that going. Now, in previous games, the AI haven't selected their strongest 11. And Saint-Maximin is on the bench there. Almiron was on the bench. Dubravka, Manquillo, Dummett, Cher, Leung, Ritchie, Longstaff, Colback, Hayden, Jolinton, and Dwight Gale, who shouldn't be there. We've lost somehow, though, 2-1 at home to Newcastle. Right. This season is going to be particularly difficult, it seems. We're not having the best of times. Mateo Kovacic is asking to play more. You still have your space in the squad, is what I'll say to him, but he isn't in the starting lineup. I am proud of Reece James. He's growing well. He hasn't been too good so far. I could say don't let it go to your head. I'd not expect more from him. I'll say don't let it go to your head. He's been good, but we still, especially in today's episode, have been a little bit leakier at the back than perhaps we would like to be. So we are going to need better performances from our defenders all told, although Reece James and Tomori both growing quite nicely there. I'm torn because at times I'm putting in really good performances, but at the same time we're not getting the results. A couple of simulated games that have ended up with defeats now for us as well, which is quite frustrating. We'll see what we can do against Juventus next, but it's not going to be the easy game, is it? This is going to be the most difficult game we've had so far. Press conference time. Can your team get their first win today? I don't know. We'll fight till the end is what I'll say. We will fight hard, but whether we'll be able to fight hard enough, I'm not sure. How will you approach the upcoming match? We just have to focus on doing the right things well, the simple things well, and the rest will come. Your team struggled recently. Have you managed to pinpoint the issue? It's me to blame. Frustrated to see us play. I'm at a loss to explain it. I'm not at a loss to explain it, but it has been frustrating. Specifically, that game against Southampton was very frustrating to play against. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're going to answer realistically, rather than trying to just play the system with the morale system. Everyone's still pretty happy though. Ross Barkley slightly disappointed at his lack of first team football, but even the players that haven't been playing that much are still okay morale wise. Let's push then into this game against Juve and pray I don't get battered. Juventus's starting lineup: Wojciech Szczesny in goal, Chiellini and Matthijs de Ligt as the central midfield pair. Ramsey on the bench only, as Pjanic, Matuidi and Rabiot are the midfield three. Douglas Costa, certain Cristiano Ronaldo and Paulo Dybala the front three. Easily the most difficult or highest rated on paper starting 11 we've played against so far. Will they perform to the levels that Liverpool did when we played them and give us that level of difficulty from the fixture? Time will tell. Liverpool to this point have been the most difficult side that we've played against this season. Are Juventus about to take that title away from them? Loftus-Cheek through there to Tammy. I see the run. Tammy does well. Loftus-Cheek back to him. Tammy Abraham from the edge of the box. Good save by Wojciech Szczesny. First chance goes our way, and yes, we need more of that, please. Lovely strike by Tammy. Mason Mount to deliver the corner. Back in the starting lineup for the first time. Loftus-Cheek, that might drop for me. It's bouncing around, pinballing around. But the experienced Chiellini, calm under pressure. Lovely ball over the top, looking for Miralem Pjanic, racing onto it, out-muscle him. Couldn't quite get there with Tamori. Christensen and Kepa will get it away. Ronaldo tried his best to get to that, very nearly did. Hudson-Odoi to Mason Mount, just held that around the corner there to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. We'll switch it out wide. Bit of gap in behind here for Pulisic to race into. It's been quiet so far this season, Christian Pulisic. Oh no! I held my breath waiting for Mason Mount to tuck that home, and he just couldn't get the ball away from the defenders. Pulisic again does superbly well. Again, into the middle. Cut. Oh, Callum Hudson-Odoi volleys horribly wide. Well, we are certainly putting in the effort in this game. It just isn't any quality so far to go with that effort. Looks for the 1-2 with Ronaldo. Marcos Alonso will deal with it. Oh, it's loose though from the defender, and now Douglas Costa's in. Reece James, right place, right time. Good defending from him. Douglas Costa back inside to Adrien Rabiot though. Marcos Alonso puts the tackle in. Again, loose passing though. Really inaccurate passing from the defenders on the way out here. Rabiot with a 1-2. Douglas Costa again back onto his left. Tamori in the way, trying to get rid of this. Eventually we'll have the opportunity to do so. Oh, come on. How can you not throw it far enough to beat the man that's on the edge of the box? Come on, Kepa. Have a word with yourself. Why can no one in a Chelsea shirt pass to someone else in a Chelsea shirt? My God. What a frustrating 5 to 10 minutes in game. Pjanic. The option he's got is out wide. Oh, it's well worked quickly to Ronaldo. And look at the run of Pjanic waiting there for the ball to come back to him. Thankfully, we've defended it well enough. Could see the run of Pjanic, but no defender picked him up. Win that, Tammy. One thing you can do with Tammy Abraham is use him as a target man. He's a better target man than Olivier Giroud, as far as I'm concerned, because he's quicker. He can knock the ball down and then make a darting run off it rather than just knocking it down and then being useless from then on out. Here's N'Golo Kante looking to do some bursting forward of his own. And we will squeeze this to Tammy, and we might be going 1-0 up. We are. Chelsea 1, Juventus 0. On the brink of half-time, we're in front. Oh, Tammy. We lead at Stamford Bridge against the best team on paper that we've played so far this season. Drilled finish. Get involved. Douglas Costa brings that down. Oh, gets past the challenge rather fortuitously. It's a good delivery. That is why Marcos Alonso is now in the side and not Emerson. He just is better aerially at the back post than a number of teams previously this season have. That looked like a dive from Pulisic. Douglas Costa might even be getting a yellow card for this, and is. Oh, that's a bit harsh. That's very harsh, in fact. Will we see a replay of the challenge? Doesn't appear so. I could have a look in there. Oh no, we are, look. Oh no, he has just pushed him straight in the back. Alright, fair enough. I thought he just got the ball first. Evidently, he did not. Justifiable free kick. Justifiable yellow card. Even if Pulisic was a little bit flamboyant with the fall. Kante. Mason Mount. Loftus-Cheek driving forward from that deeper role now. Tammy not with much in the way of support. A number of defenders around him, but I mean, the longer we have possession in this area of the field, the less likely Juve are of getting an equaliser. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek could put us 2 in front, and has! This could be the game to kick-start our entire season. Oh, this could be absolutely huge for us. So far as well, touch wood, keeping a clean sheet too. We haven't done that in ages either. Positive stuff at Stamford Bridge. Win that header, please. Yes, Marcus. Still dropped to Dybala anyway. Good footwork from Paolo. Here to Danilo, who's just given it straight to Marcos Alonso. It's terrible from Juventus, and that's been their downfall in this one. They haven't used the ball as best they could, and it's going to cost them 3 points here. We're going to get that into Mason. No, it's not Mason Mount, it's Christian Pulisic. Could be about to make it 3. No, Szczesny with a save. Tammy! Oh, couldn't control the volley, but fair play for going for it, having the confidence to try and pull something like that off. Unfortunately, didn't have the talent to go with it on this occasion. Matuidi off for them as they make a change in the midfield, but it's too little too late for Juventus. Aaron Ramsey, as he did playing in England, is going to taste defeat against Chelsea by 2-0 here. The final whistle will go. That might be the result that turns our season around. We've been okay so far. Not excelled anywhere, but today, in this game, we did. Thrilled with that. Delighted with that. Valencia beat Young Boys as well, so winning that game was actually very, very important. With Valencia picking up 3 points. Tammy Abraham is brilliant, deserving all the praise he gets. Did you expect to beat them? No. Chelsea always wins. We were far from perfect. We always prepare for the worst. None of those really cover what I want to say. I want to say, no, we didn't expect to, but we'll take it, or something like that. But we don't always prepare for the worst, and we certainly weren't far from perfect. So I'll just have to say Chelsea always wins. Could today's game have gone differently? Scoreline was unfair to them. Time to focus on the next match. We could have scored more. I'm going to say just time to focus on the next match. Let's kick on and use this as a boost to improve our overall season. We're having a good year. We're 4th in the Premier League. Aston Villa are now 8 wins from 9 and unbeaten. Manchester City still only the 1 win so far. I had a look actually at Manchester City's at their team stats for the league season so far. I am praying to high heavens that this sort of thing is fixed for full launch on with a day 1 patch. This is what they said was going to be fixed, and they specifically told us would be fixed with regards to the AI selecting a better starting 11. They've played 9 games in the Premier League this season, and they've played 5 different goalkeepers in those games. Sergio Aguero hasn't played. Raheem Sterling has played once. Leroy Sané has played twice, but Benjamin Garrett has played 7 times. It just doesn't make sense. Eric Garcia has played 7 times. Kyle Walker only 4. Zinchenko 3. Tyrek Wilson has played 3 times. Alex Garcia 3 times. Lorenzo Gonzalez has played twice for the starting 11. The AI just aren't selecting the right team. And I think that's 90% of the problem in career mode right now, is the fact that the AI aren't selecting the right team. When they do that, when they fix that, it will be great. We'll have a wonderful career mode to enjoy. But for the time being, do ensure that you manually select the opposition's starting 11 when you're playing against someone, and there's nothing we can do as users about the sides that the AI play against each other. We just have to take it on the chin, and what happens happens. Tammy Abraham gets an injury there after 35 minutes. I do hope he's not out for long. 7 days is manageable, and it is Macclesfield in the next game away from home in the Carabao Cup, so we don't need to worry about that too much. We could just quickly simulate that with Hudson-Odoi. I'm not going to go into the extra drills right now. Just want to sim this game against Macclesfield, and then we can end the episode, and I can adjust things accordingly if Tammy is continually missing. Baba Rahman wants to play in this one. I'll say I'll consider it. It is only against Macclesfield. Let me put Baba Rahman in this starting lineup. I'll put Alonso on the bench. Emerson should now be the man that is on the bench there, or in the starting lineup, because obviously Emerson isn't the man that we're starting in the first team anymore. But we'll throw that 11 there, and then Macclesfield at home in the Carabao Cup should be pretty straightforward, although they have beaten Cardiff City and Huddersfield so far this season, but they aren't to beat us. A step too far for Macclesfield Town. Chelsea 3, Macclesfield 0. We're through to the next round. Baba Rahman is happy for getting the first team spot. Good. And next, we've dropped to 7th in the league. We've dropped to 7th. We've got some scout reports as well. Pulisic is also happy that he's been in good form. Yeah, he's going to play. He's going to play, for sure. On the right-hand side. We will have a look at those youth reports at the beginning of the next episode. Do make sure you're subscribed to ensure that you don't miss out on any more of this series. Follow me on Mixer so you don't miss out on any streams of another stream-only career mode, and obviously all of the Ultimate Team stuff that's going on stream as well. Would you like to see Ultimate Team stuff on the YouTube channel as well? Do let me know. But for now, that's all for this one. Drop the video a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time.